Welcome to the Arena of Blood, AGB Arena of Blood tournament. We are here finally in the playoff stage of this tournament, and we were going to have a game between B8, Dendy's new team, and Khan, which is a team from that kind of central CIS Asian area. So let's see what these teams have to offer. It's the best of three. My name is D Swordfish, and joining me today will be Seek and Strike.
Thanks. We'll do.
They picked Snapfire, new hero squad for Khan.
There we go. Hello.
Hello.
Alright. Yes, Void Spirit and Snapfire, as you mentioned. A new hero squad for Khan. Super strong heroes in general as well, at least the Snapfire. We've seen okay performance in Void Spirit. We've seen it's very player dependent. Some players have played a Magnificent Void Spirit, done amazingly with him, dominate the lane, and proceed to win the game. Top simply that player, really. And then some players, like every other mid laner in the EU qualifiers, don't do that and instead loses the hero. So we'll see. We'll see which side of the Void Spirit line you stand on.
Do you think the Snapfire is just kind of a deny pick? They're like, they picked the clock. They probably want a dirty combo with it. You know, Snap clock is pretty strong. Or do you reckon it's just they want the Snapfire regardless?
I don't know. The Snapfire clock is a very strong combo. I do agree. I think you're never wrong picking Snapfire because of how, like, it's just not a hero that depends on matchups or depends on anything really. His lane's usually good. He played 4 and 5, so maybe it's in the back of their mind, like, yeah, sure, we deny the clockwork, but it's definitely not the kind of, oh, we'll pick this even though it's not great, right? It's like, sure, I guess we'll take the Snapfire.
Yeah, and there's the Nixon response, of course.
Yes. I do find the B8, though, with a Clock... Like, Clock is a pretty decent hero against Snap, though. Both Nyx and Clock actually are. I actually think Clock is better. Ever since we did the tournament this weekend, was it? Yeah. And we talked to some better players than myself. They made a couple good points, including Reality Rift's coach, which was the point that, well, Nyx can spike Carpus, Snapfire, sure, that's easy. But most of the time, you still get 3 or 4 lobs off before you actually trigger the Snapfire, the spike
Kisses.
Carpus.
You get the kisses off.
No, yeah, but they're globs of fire, so, you know.
Oh, I thought you said lobs. And I was confused because you can, like, the cookie lobs, and I was like, well, wait a second.
No, globs.
Yeah,
globs.
sorry to cut you off. Yes.
By the semantics argument, I appreciate it. True American, really, correcting their equal. So yeah, you still get the 3 or 4 globs off of fire, so you're still okay. You deal a fair amount of damage. It's usually how you get off anyway in an initiation. Whereas with Clockwork, the ability to hookshot into the Snapfire not only guarantees a kill afterwards, after the ultimate is ended, but also actually stops the ultimate quicker than the Spike Carpus. So I do find that Clockwork to be a really good counter. He is a genuinely strong hero right now. I actually like the Clock against Void Spirit as well a lot, because you completely counter Dissimulate. Because if you cogs in the middle of Dissimulate, then you actually hit every single place the Void Spirit appears in, or he goes to the middle and he's trapped in your cogs. It's hard to do, but you can actually do it.
There is a bit of a bug right now with the Snapfire, where, and this is like, what are the chances this is ever going to happen? But currently, if Snapfire is lobbing those kisses, what's going to happen if the Clockwork jumps up with the cogs? The cogs, you know, they push you back and they normally interrupt channeling, but they don't actually stop the Mortimer ults from coming down. Of course, you know, Clockwork's got the battery, so he's got hook shot, and if he's that close, it's not going to be a problem. But that is a minor bug at the moment. you just phase through cogs as if you're ulting as the Snapfire.
That is interesting. That might actually come into play. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that actually happened. We'll see. We'll see that this matchup. See if that does actually happen. The other hero that we haven't really been talking about because Snapfire is so popular is the Void Spirit. Also kind of countered by the Clock and Nyx Assassin pickups. They're actually really good against both these heroes. Nyx is, I think, actually better against Void than Snapfire. Most of your relocation abilities actually deal damage, which means Nyx can always spike Carpet. Mana Burn is brutal against Void Spirit, and you bring a lot of stuns. So it's fantastic. It's really all you need. When Void Spirit was first dominant because the hero was OP, you just picked Nyx, and it was free MR for a while. But they'll pick up a Riki though.
I like the Riki almost like the Riki is very evasive a la Void Spirit, however, with the caveat that he doesn't do damage when he moves around, except for the backstab. But you're not really going to be backstabbing or blink striking, rather, the Nyx Assassin. You know, you can try and Carapace the tricks of the trade, but he's invulnerable for that duration. Anyway, you can go ahead and run out of cog. So that's a pretty good pick for Khan. It does leave him a bit squishy though, and that's kind of my problem because right now, even the lockdown from the B8 squad right now between the Clock and the Nyx is probably good enough to control a Riki through the first 40 minutes of a game between the two alone. Now they just need some damage though.
Yep, that's true. Riki is weakest in the laning stage. He has a fair amount of sustain and a fair amount of just base stats, right? High armor, good HP regen, but they're not enough usually to withstand this. I love the point that you make. That Riki, yes, Blink Strike deals damage, but how likely is it going to be in a situation where Riki can only Blink Strike to the Nyx, right? There's always so many targets, and it's not area damage, so the chance of Spike Carpus triggering most likely not going to happen. So I like this. Also, the mana burn on Riki is garbage. You're not doing anything. Riki's spells don't cost much mana. Your intelligence is good enough to sustain a couple of mana burns without actually dealing damage to you, because you get items like Diffusal Blade, which is the perfect counter to Nyx. Enough intelligence to not be out of mana, but not enough intelligence for that to be a nuke. Perfect.
You're absolutely right. As we're blowing through the draft, there's going to be the Dusa. They do love the Dusa in the CIS region, don't they?
They do, actually. And we have been seeing a bit more Dusa recently. And I say this, as opposed to the previous Dusa, which was 0, because you would never pick this hero. Divine Rapier gave her a second life, really, now that it has True Strike. A lot of Europeans and CIS players are just going straight Divine, honestly. Like Wraithbands into Divine, which is crazy. A couple years ago, I posed you do that, and, well, that's instant 9 reports. But not right now. It's fascinating. I don't love the Dusa matchup though against Riki or Void Spirit, if I'm honest with you. But
Also, a quick note, because we were talking about the mana burn, not too good against the Riki, I 100% agree with you. It's somewhat decent against the Rubik. Rubik kind of has mana issues, especially if there's so many good spells to steal this game, we should just bring that up, right? Yeah. And if he steals Mystic Snake, if he steals Mystic Snake, not a problem. But the Void Spirit, however, might actually have a few problems, because Nyx Assassin, like you were saying, does kind of really screw with this hero. Void Spirit's actually got pretty good intelligence. It's actually, being an intelligence hero, you might not be surprised by that. But his int gain is actually pretty good at 3.1. So, it's going to be burning a lot of his mana, and he's a very, very spell-dependent hero.
Yeah, we're not talking something like Invoker or Pugna, but he is definitely up there. And as you mentioned, not only is it burning mana, but it's enough intelligence where it becomes a nuke, right? And Void Spirit does not particularly love nukes that can just go through his shield, quote unquote. So you do have a lot of issues with Void Spirit against things. I do agree, which might stop your mobility, might stop you from being the typical mobile Void Spirit that goes in and out, tries to get a kill, and then just walks off because he's so mobile. You can't do that against Nyx. Even some builds you actually might be deterred from taking, like the Yulsetter build does give you a fair amount of extra intelligence, which is not great against Nyx. So it is that kind of thing where you have to find the balance. Maybe you might want to opt for the Medallion build or like stats less builds, like Crystallis build, to actually deal with more damage. We will see. It looks like
Dendy reckons it's not going to be a mid Void Spirit. I do like the mid Ember against it, so I think we're going to see a support here from B8, or a position 5 or a 4. I don't know. I kind of like the Clockwork in the 4 position, but there's cases to be made for it.
I would say
they banned the Kunkka.
Right? Yeah, they banned the Kunkka, but the Kunkka could also be offlane, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like they're trying to ban a flex pick because Void is played offlane sometimes. Void Spirit, mind you, not Void. Faceless Void.
Yes. Faceless Void banned.
Yes,
should be noted.
Okay, Darkseer, so they do pick the 3. Well, actually, it's hard to tell, but usually Clockwork and Darkseer, when you pick these two, it's like they're both 3.5, right? They're not actually super farm intensive, either of them. So I like this. I like the Darkseer pick. I think when you're running Nyx Assassin and Clockwork as your cores, Sorry, so supports, 2 melee supports. You better pick an offlaner that's not too greedy, because your lanes are going to be tough.
Yeah. So you think it is going to be a Darkseer 3?
I do think it's well, it could be a 4, but I'm leaning towards Darkseer 3 just because the combination with both Clockwork and Nyx is a bit better, and that way Clockwork can roam.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm just like in our pubs, we've been running some Darkseer support just because of the surge. So I could definitely see a case for it. I think it's going to be dependent a lot on this last pick from Khan. What do they need to tie together the draft here? Let's see. I think they got good physical damage. They could use like a save here. They could use a save or some catch for the Ember Spirit because right now they've only got Smokescreen. Yeah,
the catch I think is definitely a necessity. Aether Remnant, Cookie, Telekinesis, Smokescreen, all very unreliable. Some sort of reliable catch, or at least easy to land would be nice.
Yeah, because 1 Force Staff kind of saves this Ember.
Yeah, I would have liked the Beastmaster or Legion, for example, but they themselves ban it, so they're not thinking along those lines.
Puck would have been good. Yeah, Kunko would have been, man.
Yeah. Centaur could still be okay for this team, just because he's always a reliable hero, and he's a good way to make sure that Dusa stays under control and to just ignore her, right? The Stampede. I do like the Centaur, like, soft counter against Dusa a lot. What else could we be seeing? Maybe they could run the Void offlane, but then I don't see any good mid laners unless you're going for the OD. Wow, okay. Is that Ricky off then? Position is okay, Cheshire Cat is the position 3. I was just double checking. It's not. It is Void Spirit offlane, but then we're running the Ricky mid. Interesting. Okay. That is a weird. Well, I mean, not weird. I just don't like. I just hate the Ricky mid. Absolutely despise that hero mid. I don't think that hero does that well mid. We've seen it. I mean, the last tournament we casted, that hero had a. I think they won 1 match out of the 4. They tried to play it mid. It's not successful. The Morphling pick though is interesting. It's interesting that you're dealing with a hero that requires. Well, it's all about sustaining damage, and you want long team fights to be able to constantly attack her. You want a hero that can do well in long team fights, and you go for 2 heroes that offer burst, in the hopes that you can actually burst the Dusa down. It's like taking a detour. They're putting an obstacle in your way, and you go, nah, I'm gonna ignore this obstacle altogether. And that's odd. It does put you in a pickle if your strategy does not work out. Don't love this. You have a lot of ways to actually take advantage of this on B8. Okay, so we'll see as the game starts. Both teams are in the ready. And out we go. Fantastic. So we'll see in the end the clock is going to be playing the 4, the Darkseer as the 3 at the moment. It's a lot. They just... Alright, so apparently they gave us... What? 1 second, guys. Alright, so we apologize for that small delay. It does seem like there's an issue with the clean feed, which is why we're here in the Russian broadcasters. So we're going to be playing without sound temporarily. As we get this solution fixed, we have already talked to production. We do apologize for this. There is only so much you can do. So, I'm going to see a little incursion here in the bottom lane. Let's see what Khan is planning on finding. For now, just an offensive ward. Shishikat playing quite aggressively. You can take advantage of this hero. You can take advantage of the Void Spirit early. He is one of the offlaners with a kind of a fair amount of kill potential. You need to really pair a couple supports there because you lack the damage, but you have good catch, which is rare.
And yeah, we'll look at topping already here. They're going to be getting aggressive with the Ion Shell. Level 1, not too much damage, but they've already done a great job of nuking down the wave. And there's actually 3 heroes top as LeBron getting a bit aggressive here. Can they land? Oh, very nice Impale. Is it going to be enough damage, though, is the problem. Going to try and go in for the attribute shift now. Fairy Fire, is it enough? Tower, oh, the scatter shot onto 3, giving them the slow. Snapfire, keeping the blocks active. And look at that, I can't believe they're going to be able to escape with so much pressure. A lot of mana used early on for B8 and not a kill.
You are a bit ahead, I am sorry to tell you.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I don't have the option to refresh.
I am okay. Are you on the okay.
What stream are you on?
I'm on the Russian one, the GG.ru.
Let's me. We'll swap.
Should I go to YouTube or can I stay?
Stay.
Okay, now that was just me being a god tier analyst, just you know, being able to predict exactly what was going on here. In fact, if there's going to be another Impaler, this is by Carapace, but Puber not going to take the jump there, playing very patiently. So there's just continuous pressure being applied to this top lane, keeping this more from farming comfortably. And they're playing it quite nicely so far, but there's been a lot of consumables already purchased here in this top lane. So I'd be concerned to see how that would be going as we check bottom. Ooh, Fade Bolts is not going to be enough.
No, we should be on...
Perfect. We're about to 2 minutes here now for the runes.
War Thunder. Масштабный военный экшен с битвами на самолетах, танках, кораблях и вертолетах. Теперь в игре доступна новая нация — Швеция. Испытай лучшую технику скандинавских конструкторов, в том числе уникальный беспашенный танк. Кроме того, в War Thunder появилась продвинутая система глобального освещения, а также улучшенные эффекты, благодаря которым графика стала еще реалистичнее. Качай War Thunder бесплатно прямо сейчас.
Команда у тебя другая, что важно. Да, нужно понимать, что ханы, они не просто какие-то там аутсайдеры или еще что-то. Они сейчас действительно хотят ворваться на сцену и уверенно закрепиться, поэтому они и позвали к себе мощного кора.
Okay, ad is gone. Keep speaking, please, as I figure out how to mute this stream.
Excellent here as we take a look at Dundee, mid lane on the Ember Spirit. 39 games on the Ember Spirit played. I'm not sure what these stats are from. Maybe perhaps throughout the entire tournament here as we are in the first round of the upper brackets. B8 is going to be the 4th seed, I guess the 2nd seed out of their group, and Khan actually going flawless throughout their group stage run. So maybe that's why they have a little bit of an edge if you know, if you're trying to look at the numbers behind this game at the very least.
We have to swap the third link because we can't mute the Russian broadcasters.
Understood. Switching to third stream now.
But taking take it back. Go back to YouTube. The third stream is broken.
YouTube, you got it. Let me pull up the YouTube.
Want to clarify that this is not our production that we are running, so. We do apologize for these issues. They're kind of out of our control. There we go. We're back to the full stream. Hopefully we're synced now. Minute 326, 327.
Yeah, you're a bit ahead of me, but that's okay. I'll go ahead and let you take the lead here.
Just refresh. It's okay. It should refresh to the same thing. All right, we'll see. So middle lane, we have seen the Ember versus Ricky lane being considerably Ember favored. This is normal. Ricky can't really dispel that Flame Guard, so it's no surprise that Dundee is taking the advantage. Dundee should also have a fair attack damage to actually compete with Ricky's. And not that high attack damage. Ghost Stick in the top lane actually gets killed off. I'm assuming with a shotgun from Naive. So that was a pretty good kill. Darkseer, you can't really leave him alone. LeBron Dota seems to have been rotating a fair amount to try to create some space elsewhere in the map.
Yeah, I feel like they're going to try and have to alleviate some pressure mid lane here on the side of Khan as well. This Riki's not going to get the start he's off to. I think the Diffusal I can't. Well, maybe next time we take a look at the quick buy, but I think that's going to be a pretty big part of taking down this Medusa.
It'll be a diffusal for sure. Yeah, you need to get a diffusal 100%. It's a usual build with Ricky. You're right. The Ricky is kind of also your space creator. He's your enabler for the Morphling and even the Void Spirit. Yeah, you can go for a cheaper build with Void Spirit, but they're okay. You kind of still want the experience and the damage, and at the early game, at least you're farming experience. If anything, King R and Pubber, King R and Ghost, sorry, find Pubber. They try to stop that cookie, but that Spike Carpus is a bit hopeful because you were just right next to him. It probably wasn't going to trigger. In the bottom lane, they managed to snag a courier though, which is good.
That's kind of a waste too because Nyx Assassin infamously does not have, he can burn mana, but he doesn't have any ways of really giving mana to himself. That's I think 80 mana every time you Carapace. It's very expensive early on, so let's get in a little bit into the meat and bones. Is it 40? I thought it was 80. I might be going crazy.
Now you made me doubt it, but I could always swear that it's not that expensive a skill. It's like just.
It is 40. You absolutely are correct. I had doubled it in my mind, but either way, it's still not.
I mean, you're not wrong. You kind of hopeful when you do that Spike Carpus. He has come out with clarities though, as opposed to mangoes. I guess the protection from the Darkseer allows you to use clarities as opposed to mangoes. You don't need this fast action mana, which is good. This is what I was telling you earlier though. The Darkseer plus Nyx lane is a very strong lane. Nyx has very similar stats to Ricky actually, but since he's a support, that makes him a good laner and allows him to just withstand a lot of punishment. In the bottom lane, LeBron could be in trouble. There's a telekinesis, but doesn't bring him back. Doesn't have time, but they do have the Aether Remnant regardless. LeBron having to use the cogs and not effective. Cheshire Cat gets the kill here. And that was almost a misplay because the Rubik didn't bring him back properly, but I guess it was just to set up the Aether Remnant properly. So no big deal.
Yep. We finally have game audio back correctly this time on the YouTube stream.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank God.
I love our Russian comrades, but it would get a little bit hard to hear the action here of this awesome tournaments if we were all talking over each other. Yeah. I've always kind of wanted to do that though, is for like TI coverage, not TI coverage, but like TI opens, just like have all of the cast, have all the open qualifier casters in one call together, but they're all muted, and then just have everyone, casting play-by-play at the same time. Just
why would you ever want that? Like a cacophony of terrible cast.
Yes. Yes.
No, I don't want that. Okay, you live in your meme land. I'll enjoy my Dota game. Thank you very much.
It's gonna be called the Bedroom Cast.
Oh, that's disgusting. Alright, Mystic Snake. A bit of damage on Cheshire Cat, but nothing too big, major. We are seeing Dusa kind of not necessarily falling behind because she is not too far off the Void Spirit, but compared to the Morphling, you can see a considerable difference. That Mystic Snake now level 3 is helping you farm considerably though now.
I actually went for a level here early. I feel like early on in the mana shield, which is the defensive thing to do, because I feel like a lot of times you see the 440 just straight away.
Yeah, I disagree. In the mid lane, Dusa, yes, because you can take advantage of the camps early, and you go for multi-shot, but carry Dusa tends to go for just the one level defensively in case they do gank you, because you're much more gankable. In the mid lane, you retire to the jungle super early, but in safe lane, you want to stay there a bit longer to get last hits, because that's the whole point of safe lane Dusa. That's not that uncommon. But I am surprised you go for that. A lot of Dusas nowadays are going for multi-shot this early. Usually, you used to reserve the point to not push the lane, but it doesn't seem to matter anymore, which is interesting.
Looks like Darkseer had a cheeky breaky TP out as they were collapsing. I think the cookie came out and he's like, see you later. TPs to the tier 2 safely as they're going now mid lane onto Arrow. They've got the dust. The Searing Chain's not going to last long enough. Funvendi and the Blink Strike out and away. He's going to go forward with the Remnant. And he will commit. Surprisingly, Telekinesis will not dissuade him. That's a very nice kill.
Yeah, well played there by Dundee, getting Arrow, getting the opposing mid laner, and also the opposing Space Creator. And you see now the difference between Ricky and Ember is 1400. Ricky might be a pretty decent hero against Ember in the mid game, but in the early game, it's 100% all Ember. You don't have magical damage, you cannot take away that Flame Guard, and Ember also deals much more burst damage than you do, even with your level 6. He does not even care about your invisibility because he has area damage anyway. So we're probably going to see him carrying a dust and try to hunt him down a couple times if possible.
Do you think that's going to be enough space? Oh, looking bottom. That's going to be... Oh, LeBron. No, nice. LeBron, he's going to be able to lock himself out. Magic Wand here early on. Level 6 onto Cheshire Cat. Oh, it's a Cheshire Cat.
No, Cheshire Cat.
Oh, Cheshire Cat, not a Cheshire.
Cheshire Cat.
Cheshire Cat. Thank you.
I don't know why every time I hear an American pronounce a European thing, it's wrong, and it seems like you're saying the same thing, but it's just wrong. Something about you.
I'm trying. But anyway, the point I was trying to bring up there was, do you think it's going to be enough? Because look at this Morph. Morph is farming 600 gold ahead of even Dendy.
Yeah, Morph is doing really well, but of course Morph's activation time in general is still... it takes a while. And I hate saying this for Dusa, right? But people really have the misconception of Dusa being only a late game hero. And yes, her late game is really strong. But in the early mid game, if you go for a triple Wraithband into Dragonlance build or those kind of fast builds, even Yasha, you're actually allowed to fight relatively early. Whereas Morphling really does not want to do that. Medusa's Mystic Snake does give her enough of a peak in the early mid game. We'll see this now. Dendy going in, Searing Chains, Pubber, the target, okay. Naive, a fair amount of damage, and they control Dendy perfectly. The Impale comes a bit late. Now King R could be the target, but nice spike comes to get away. This time he heard your comment, and he's gonna fix his mistakes. But wait, he's still slowed. He's still slowed. They can still kill him. Naive wants to go after. The Ricky joins the fray, and that's gonna be a dead Nyx.
I heard a surge away from that fight, because Darkshire is like, I don't think so. See you later, bud.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. I think just to follow up on your point that you were talking about just before that team fight started brewing, I think Dusa, the buffs on the ulti, LeBron's just going to get nuked underneath the tower real quick. But the buffs to the ulti, while they aren't enough to, justify getting the ult at level 6, because no one does that, of course. But like you were saying, they do help you fight a lot earlier, because the increased move speed, I think, it's inconsequential, or it is consequential, because ranged hero traditionally are a lot slower, especially on the Dusa. But now with that ulti, at least you can try and consider going in for fights. Look at that move speed with the surge on Riki. I'm sorry, on Nyx Assassin.
Yeah. It also, now you mentioned the Surge, it also combines really well with Surge. Now that Surge is actually, oh wait, Arrow in the middle lane. There's Battery Assault, they have Dust, but they have Dust, they have a Sentry.
Sentries.
Nah, do not bring Sentries. Do not bring Sentries.
I think that's in the tower as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, ooh, LeBron actually is going to die for this. Yep.
Yeah,
they have the Impale ready, Arrows controlled, at least the Sentry now is going to help him a fair amount.
Stolen Impale.
Flame Guard used. They did steal the Impale, it's very massive, and they realize they have to retreat. There is someone in the high ground, though, that's going to be a Darkseer. But what can the Darkseer really do? He runs around, hello, I'm here.
Yeah, I think, level 3 Impale stolen as well. That's going to be quite nice. No levels here. He's actually going for a second level in the Telekinesis. I wonder if that's better than going for a 1-3-1 because of the buffs. I actually have never done the math on that, personally. No. Okay.
It is not. The thing that you have to consider is, I guess, is it better to the Telekinesis alone? Yes. Is that change considerable compared to the aura, or sorry, the passive? No, not considerable enough for you to say, well, like if it's only a build if you're not going to steal anything for the next couple minutes, which. Yeah,
that's exactly what I was thinking. I was just considering the straight mathematics there. So there's a nice dive, the control into Dendy, the stolen Impale, but there's the regular one. That one's mine, says King R. Now they're going to try and turn this, actually. They're just odd about a spell, so the Astral Step still not enough damage there. Dendy, actually, Gosta getting the kill there, and we'll chase away the Void. Gosta.
No, Ghostic. But good job.
Stick.
Yeah, like Ghost Stick. Yeah. The Darkseer's playing quite decently here. For being a hero without much burst damage, he's actually using the Iron Shells effectively, with both the Nyx and the Ember. And the point I was going to make earlier is that, yes, now the new ultimate giving you movement speed works really nicely with Surge. Surge was already great on Dusa, but ever since they changed it, so Surge gives you a certain amount of movement speed, it became worse because Dusa is a slow hero naturally. So the fact that you actually have movement speed in your ultimate, plus the Surge, it makes you literally Bloodseeker for a while. So it's very effective. And we are seeing that Dusa is actually participating in much more fights. Morphling goes for the quick kills if he can, but it's Dusa really that's trying to actually force fights because she can. She
nice stacks
can,
here.
Take advantage of it.
Okay,
Shishirkata's in the bottom lane. Yeah, Dendy apparently took this kill.
Do you think
it's late, cameraman? It's late. Yeah, he's already dead, buddy.
Do you think Ghostic was playing his first game of Dota against like a Venomancer, a Bristleback, and a Batrider? And then he's like, guys, what do I buy? I keep dying.
I don't want. Do not make this pun. Do not make this pun.
Ghostic. And he's like, okay.
I kick you out of this broadcast. You see, there's an H. It's clearly a ghost, mate.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. Anyway, Dendy's got an interesting build here. He's gone Orb of Venom, as well as the Urn on the Ember.
Yeah, okay. Urn, that's surprising. I guess he's the best Spirit Vessel carrier right now, because Darkseer's not the greatest, and he takes too long to farm it. So you gotta deal with a Morphling. I mean, the Morphling has become the biggest problem right now, so I guess it makes sense.
That is true.
He's playing quite aggressively for a Morphling. He's going for the Manta style build as well, which allows your mid game to be better. Usually stat spells do that. I think they're trying to match the potential tempo of B8. Because, yeah, Dusa can fight early, but definitely not something like a Troll or a Bristle Black, right? It's not like that's your peak moment. It's just that, yes, she is a bit better at doing so than Morphling. But if Morphling is farming this quickly, if he is beating her by 2,000 solid gold at this point, that is enough. That is enough to be able to mitigate her impact.
He's about to have that Manta style up here soon within the next minute or two. I think we saw halfway towards the Diffusal Blade roughly on the Riki. I saw 1 Blade of Alacrity already completed on him. So I think the next few minutes are going to be pretty make or break for B8 just because the Dusa is going to be vulnerable to that Diffusal, and they will not have the necessary lockdown to control the Morph, even if they really wanted to fight. So it could potentially spiral downward from here, I think. Into favor of Khan.
They just stole that, I think. Yeah, it's really nice steal, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very nice steal. They go for Blown. Okay. Yeah, ooh, nice hookshot, though, to finish him off. No Vendetta's going to save you now. And now they go for Shurkat and Arrow. That's a nice little wall to zone them out, but now, thanks to Mortimer's kisses, they have to run away. And both Arrow and Shurkat...
Oh!
No, they do get the kill on LeBron in the end. Medusa's so fast right now with that ultimate as well used, but they can't get the stun off. Doesn't matter. Shurkat is still in trouble. They finish off Arrow in the backlines. No, and Shurkat just barely able to survive. Come on, Dendi, one last hit. Sleight of Fist misses him, and instead is Morphling fight against Dendi. Recognizes he has no mana. Dendi has been shotgunned to death. They actually proceed to slice and dice him though with a last bit of Sleight of Fist. Taste your own medicine, says Naive.
That was really unlucky. Dendi had the Urn charge on him, but he got Yuled and purged, of course, and he escaped, I think, on like 20 or 30 HP there on the Void Spirit. Yeah.
Yeah, Shurkat, you're right. That Yule Scepter was to dispel, also to evade one of the stuns. I thought the Mortimer's Kisses was enough to zone them out, but the Wall of Replica was a good enough turnaround. They were trying to fight around that, and they're like, okay, yeah, try. You know, like Mortimer's Kisses trying to push them away from the Wall of Replica, and it did succeed, but it pushed them more than away, pushed them towards the enemy, really.
Dude, that was terrifying. Look at this. Already we got the Divine queued up.
No, yeah, I told you. It's straight up Divine. Manta I like early because the Dispel's super valuable when you don't want to die, ever. Which is the point.
That's ideal.
Yeah, that is ideal because it's a Divine Rapier. And also, it is a way to evade Aether Element every single time. Because it will most always catch an illusion. Arrow, okay, that's a nice call. They have a Dust here. Very good Impale as well, combination. But look, Yamich has his own Impale, and this time it's going to be a bit better. LeBron in trouble. LeBron brought back. LeBron killed off. And Nyx could be the next target. Shurkat. I like that he used the Yule Scepter there too. Stun. Very clever. It does take a second.
I think it takes like 25 damage, right? Or something.
50. It's 50 damage to block Blink Daggers. But it does take 0.25 seconds to actually trigger that. So you have time for Spike Carpus. It's very similar to Tornado. Tornado will also always trigger on Spike Carpus.
Or like Astral does the damage when you come out. You can
yeah, that's true. But I was thinking more of like, you know, literal Cyclone spells.
I mean, hey, just because it's not a cycle, it does the same thing.
It's not a wind. It's not a wind release, mate. You gotta check your natures, your Naruto natures.
You know what else you can stun? Is the I actually don't remember the creep that would get you banned from TI8 open qualifiers if you used it.
Yeah, of course, yeah, but that whirlwind deals damage. Oh, that's actually interesting because that is true because it shouldn't be. It doesn't reflect the damage back to the Wild Wing. It reflects the damage back to the Tornado, or it should reflect the damage back to the Tornado, like with.
No, I don't think the Tornado's not a ward unit though. That's the thing. Well, I don't know.
It is a ward unit, but it's not returning back to the user, or it returns back to the user, right?
Send back to user.
As opposed to like Tombstone. Wow, King Arthur.
Thank you. I'll take that one, Vendetta. Thank you. See ya.
That's a good steal. Vendetta's really useful, I think, this game because being able to take out the multi-shot in the team fight reduces damage so much.
Yep.
It's a range Vendetta, so you can use it whenever you want.
I liked how he did that. He was just standing there, just completely oblivious, quote unquote, to the Nyx assassin, and then he just went straight for the initiation. He didn't even turn. He let him line himself up for the impale, and then he just murdered him. Absolutely murdered him.
Yep, it was a good steal as well, that Vendetta. So at the end, you know, making sure to go for the maximum greed. Naive has been playing well with this Morphling, straight up going for the shotgun right after the Manta style. Let's see what comes out first, though. Is it going to be the full E-Blade or the Divine Rapier? He already has the
definitely E-Blade. Definitely E-Blade.
Okay, well, yeah, I know that's the answer, but just okay, sure, mate.
I mean,
ruin this hype, ruin this race of farm.
Is the defusal up is my question, because now I feel a little bit scared for B8.
Well, he has 6,000 net worth. His net worth is actually deplorable this game. Ricky, are you playing support?
Support Ricky Maru.
I mean,
it's pretty hard to go up against the
Pupper. That was way too greedy.
Yeah. And I think now Dendy's like, why would you die over by the outpost? And his team pings. His team starts to ping. Dendy, I think you should get back. They're going to do the exact same thing to you.
Yeah, Dendy is an Ember, though. So, you know, what is Snapfire's escape plan? Cookie?
Hey,
oh, no.
Sure.
She jumped 300 units. However, will we catch her?
They're stalking him, though. I think Dendy knew, though, because they had a sentry ward there. So Yamach, he's going to be vendetta here as out comes the...
King R stole? Did he steal it? No, he did not. Cheshire took it. He was too afraid of revealing himself.
That'd be revealed as well, as now they're going to go onto Arrow. They actually didn't connect there onto the Vendetta break. Not that it'll matter too much, but there's going to be the follow-up, the two-man stun, and that lasts so long there. Yamach actually going to get Roshan to just slap him across the face. Going and getting denied.
Am I crazy? Did he steal Vacuum? Did he impale and then into his own
steal vacuum? I don't know. I didn't see. I
did see them more together. I mean, it was clearly a two-man impale, but I saw them get close to each other, and then
that impale is lasted so long, man.
No, I know, but like if he impaled and then halfway through the impale stole vacuum, used vacuum because it is a zero or a very low cast point compared to impale.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be some insane move. I don't know if he was close enough, as there's going to be another jump. The Yule Scepter, the Impale, again, off the mark. A spell stolen this time. Oh, wow. That's shotgun for you. Goodbye, LeBron.
Hookshot stolen, hookshot missed. Yeah, it's a threatening hookshot. It's all supposed to be intimidation, right? You don't really care if you actually hit them. It's all about putting the fear.
You just go, hey, look what I have.
Exactly. Yes. And now it's on cooldown, so it's useless.
You know what? I gotta say, I kind of doubted you that Dusa would be able to farm a Divine Rapier before the E-Blade, but I mean, look how close she is already. As we're gonna get into another fight here.
Oh no!
The Remnant, the control. Oh, the Astral Step is huge into the Ravage, coming out from the Grandma, just absolutely demolishing B8 where they stand. TP gonna get canceled. He doesn't want to walk right back into that one. That's gonna be the tier 1 down, and probably Roche here in favor of Khan.
Yeah, it's been Khan kind of styling over B8 this whole game. I will say honestly, they've been playing this a bit better in these initiations. I feel like the Rubik has had more impact with the Impale or the Vacuum in general than the opposing team. Oh, but here they go. The Essence Ring. That's another intimidation hookshot.
Another one. This time he's yeah. Well, you missed one. I'll miss one too. Right back at you, friend.
I don't even need to hit these hookshots. Straight up.
Yeah. Oh, that one will connect, though. And actually, on to Dendy. Will they have the control for him on the backline's Arrow? Trying to get some control, but Dendy absolutely isolated from the rest of the team. Cannot get anything done there.
I'd run away then. You got Dendy. It's easy. Go for the Roshan now. You know there's no hookshot either because Clockwork just, missed it. There's Stone Gaze available. Without Dendy, I would say you lack the damage. I don't think Dusa has Rapier either. There's going to be Aegis now for the enemy team. Naive takes it. He doesn't have Rapier, but he still likes Immortality.
Yep, that'll do. It's better than dying.
No, yeah, certainly. I do tend to not like dying.
You know, this is something I wanted to talk to you about. Actually, what is your morality, or the ethics on immortality? That's a fun conversation to have, isn't it?
I would love to have this conversation in the middle of a Dota cast while we're watching a game, which we're commentating on instead. Yeah, so I'm just going to ignore that comment, much like I ignored the ghosting comment, and we're going to proceed onwards with the game as Naive. Building up the Scotty is going to be his next item, a way to deal with a Divine Rapier. You need stats in general. Scotty's always useful on Morphling, and also reducing the attack speed on Dusa. Very, very great if you have two-man fighter. Meanwhile, the rest of the teams has to go for a cheeky smoke. Let's see if they can do the wraparound they're hoping for. The high ground is theirs, but Cheshire Cat, no, he's in the low ground. You'll set to dispel those searing chains. The cogs to control him. He could be in trouble. Dusa still doesn't deal enough damage, but they use all their stuns. And even with a fantastic impale, though, into the cookie, onto 3. Where's the damage? In comes the Morph. Morph is actually really really low. Deuce managing to bring him down. However, Mortimer's Kisses finally turned this team fight around as they just took down 2 heroes and only lost Shishikat in the process. Naive. Ooh, he actually gets stunned with the Spike Carpet. Is that enough damage? Not yet. Searing Chains is not quite good enough, but he is going to be able to shotgun poor King R, acknowledging Spike Carpus was down. A bit cocky on that first Carpus, but whatever. It's all right. It's all right. I think they were going to win that team fight anyway. With that Impale, I'm assuming Etherland's Impale on the Rubik.
That must have been. Yeah, he did that from, like, he was dewarding and he got that Impale. That was sick.
That was very, very good.
That got really scary though, and I think that team fight potential out from B8, even though it hasn't gotten to, they haven't gotten it to come together yet, because Khan's just always, B8's been on the back foot this entire game. I kind of feel.
Yeah, Morphlings was really low, as you mentioned, that team fight. So.
Oh look, and they've actually gone for the butterfly instead of straight out Divine Rapier, which I think is definitely a wise choice at this point. I don't know. Do you agree? Do you think you just go straight Divine?
Yeah, I do. I would have liked to say Divine, to be honest. I understand that you go for the butterfly because you're a bit more afraid and you don't want to lose the game just yet. You're seeing a potential of this going into the late game. But I am fearing what they can do now that Morphling is ready. Another great Impale. We're going to see some good Impales this game.
They're trying to get best sort of Impale. They're going for the award.
Nothing is going to beat that one that we just saw, though. Because
that's what you thought.
Rubik also calculated the Impale distance so that it would actually hit on the last spike, so you could actually get the 3-man Impale because has more AOE when you hit on the last spike, which is impressive. I mean, especially with Etherlands, calculating that is really hard, honestly. I just think that this fight was not even representative of Khan's power because you have Morphling who went 3-man stun, and just walked in, like no concern in the world. Well, that wasn't actually the best play. He was just very excited to use Waveform on all of them. It's okay, but it wasn't the play you kind of wanted to make there. Shishikat was also in trouble, so you can do better. Morphling's going to continue to push down bottom now. We're going to see if he's able to take down this tower. He's just putting some pressure onto the Dusa, forcing her to TP. And we do see that there is a Clockwork right now, and not the best of positions.
Oh, the smoke breaks here onto Ghostic. Yule Scepter onto Dandy. The control. The nuke's not enough. See ya, Mitch. To secure that kill. As there's going to be control for Ghostic.
Clumsy net.
Yep, he's trying to slow him down, and there's a Diffusal Blade. Finally, the Surge will end Hookshot to try and counter-initiate, but here's Naive back onto the high ground underneath the tier 3 tower. Nice cogs, but not going to save the life as Arrow has the Blink Strike ready. He's going to go ahead and secure that kill, so a good 2-man kill after the smoke.
Running away from that Ricky is just an impossible feat if you're a poor Darkseer. You're like, yeah, you surge all you want, but with the Fusel Blade, with the fact that he actually went for the Clumsy, he actually just got it from the stash as well. I'm not sure if he's keeping it permanently. Oh, we're going to see them go on to the Dusa. You also have to set up the Etherment, but the Nyx tanks it. Nyx, what a hero! Not all heroes wear capes. Some heroes are cockroaches, but... Will this be enough? You allowed the ultimate on Dusa, which might kill the Rubik in time. No, Rubik is barely surviving it. He steals the ultimate. LeBron in trouble. Pubber nearby. LeBron, smokescreen plus Diffusal. There's the cookie, and the 2 supports will die in this engagement. Saving the Dusa's life, though. Wow, that was a great steal by the Rubik.
That was a little greedy out from the Clockwork, just trying to get. He's like, maybe I can get this kill. Maybe I can. And now he's going to pay quite heavily for that. The increased move speed, man, on the ulti is not to be trifled with. That is very fast.
Yeah, it's definitely been it was definitely completely kind of advantageous that engagement. You had the setup, you had the better vision as well because you had people behind you, and B8 did not at that point. But at least you saved the Dusa, so yeah, I'm just seeing the bright side. Dusa is like, I don't know, should I go Divine Rapier? Clearly, I'm made out of paper now, so.
Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty scary. Do we have any Force Staffs on B8? Because I think Force Staffs leave them in a better position here to fight.
Clockwork was building one. I'm not sure if he's finished it.
Okay. Well, speaking of finishing, I mean, look at Naive trying to finish this game. He's already got the Eye of Scotty, going to go straight into Satanic Next. So pretty standard shotgun morph build. This is not your SCA special of, Morph Shaker or anything else cute like that.
Oh, you say SCA special. I guess SCA is the only one that still plays that, right? So yeah, good point with that. Yeah, it's a stats morph. It's good morph. They kill LeBron Dota as their observers.
See ya.
Yeah, that's what he said. See ya. See ya, kill. Naive continues to push this. There's a Scotty, Searing Chains. Continue to just Forced the creeps away. Oh, they might actually have a kill here with the Impale. Did he morph in time? He did not. Okay, goodbye, Naive. Godlike streak. Give it to Ghost Stick, though, unfortunately. That should have been PO65s.
It's a kill. Yeah, good luck catching him. Dendy gonna go for it, though. He's got to be careful because they could go for the counter initiation arrow with the smoke screen, trying to create a bit more space. King R going for the dust. Not quite gonna find it. We have a 10-second BKB here onto arrow, though. Just trying to get him a little bit further. There's no buyback here on the morph, so I still think it's in their best interest for Khan not to continue this fight, though.
Yeah, you want to fight with morph here, honestly. It's like, oh, that's a morph. Wait, no, that's not our morph. The excitement. The excitement.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Illusion.
Oh my god.
This morph illusion. He goes, my bad. No, don't. What? We're watching the morph illusion.
Nah, it's okay. They're gonna deal with it. PO65 has now bought the BKB, so 10-second BKB available on him as well as the Rikimaru. As King R just dusted for some reason. He's gonna walk up the high ground. Pupper will scout him.
Guys, I think they see me. I have a feeling. I don't know why.
Oh my goodness. This is insane. Okay, nice stun at least. Unfortunately, the cookie stun.
Do they have a way? Yeah, of course they do. What was that play?
Of course they do. Just being aggressive.
Not...
Listen, it's...
Okay.
Oh, wait, look mid, or look towards Kuroshi as they will catch the Dusa. She got that BKB, though. BKB Manta style. Might be willing to fight. The ultimate is up. She will not activate it quite yet in the smoke screen. Is unable to arrow now with his own BKB. Looking to turn and fight. Morphling has respawned now, jumping forwards. Oh, the chains holding down Dendy right into the cookie stun. PO65 has gotten at least the ult off.
Oh, what an Aether Remnant.
An Aether Remnant, though. LeBron couldn't eat it in time. The Force Staff is going to stun up LeBron as well. Astral step forward. Finally, the BKB going for the teleport out. Doesn't have enough damage quite yet on Khan's nuke through that Snake Lady. But a really great fight out from Khan.
What a play there. Morphling and Rubik. Okay, so what I'm understanding here is that Khan does not know how to play their heroes, but they know how to play their stolen spells. That's all that matters, right? It's all about playing the opposing team's spells. Yes, thank you for showing us the plethora of spells in this team fight.
I mean, you know what's even better is you know, they've got two ways of stealing spells here, just to emphasize your point, right? Yeah. You got your Rubik and you got your Morph. You know, your spells are so good, we're gonna use them twice on you.
That Force Staff play on the Rubik as well to catch the Tusa and Aether Remnant set up in the choke point to make sure she couldn't get away. It was really well played, honestly, by Khan. They're styling over B8 entirely. They're taking advantage of Tusa's lack of mobility to punish her every single team fight. Also, what a beautiful smoke screen by Arrow. Making sure Ember had no impact during that team fight, forcing the Ember to just kind of do nothing in the beginning and taking the wrong path to get away from the smoke screen. Well played, well played. And now we're seeing the illusions of the morph. These are Manta illusions. They're still able to deal a fair chunk of damage to the Ember. The team fight continues. I don't know if they want to guard this Roshan. The Roshan's not up, but the enemy team doesn't know that right now.
This is a weird play out from B8. They didn't smoke out to this, so Khan actually, with that aggressive ward, they know exactly where B8 currently are. This seems weird. As Nick's Assassin gonna go for the initiation here. Do they have a follow-up stun? Oh, there's the Impale that actually will connect. The nuke damage isn't quite enough as Ghostic will go and eat out. Ooh, my goodness. Can they get Naive? Not quite yet. They actually still don't have a Spirit Vessel. So if they don't consistently stun him, he's just gonna regen back to full HP. They're gonna continue chasing as Dendy has arrived. It has the BKB. There's the Spirit Vessel on to Dendy, but wasn't there initially. Perhaps if he was there, they might have been able to actually get the snipe onto the Morphling.
Oh, they killed the courier there by accident, Pio. Just that courier did not consider the multi-shot.
He couldn't help it.
Yeah, let's see what happens here because they wouldn't defend this up. Okay.
Oh, they bait out the kisses at least.
Yeah, blind kisses. They realize immediately that's not. There's nobody there.
Again, I think B8 is still just chilling underneath this ward out from Khan. I can't tell if that's a ward up there on the high ground. I believe it is because there's a lot of red dots there.
Sentry and ward. I think they must have caught up the smoke actually here.
Yeah,
which is why they're
scouting
themselves. Yep. I mean, they're not expecting that.
I mean, it depends what spell Rubik has right now, but what are you thinking? Are we just going to see possibly a 3-man Impale into smoke screen and then more follow-up?
I think he's still shooting chains last, which is still good, but it's not Impale.
As we take a look at the vision, they've scouted out the Nyx Assassin now. Actually, no, they haven't.
Two quick neutrals to set up for the fight. That's really nice. The Sliver is actually fantastic.
The Sliver.
Yeah, on Morph, Sliver's really good.
Sliver's not going to help you against smoke screen, though. It doesn't help against AoE abilities.
Oh, right, sorry, that's the other team. Yeah, it's on Dusa.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the other purple guy with the beard.
Guy. Actually, yeah, I did confuse Void Spirit and Darkseer there. Too many
which purple ones is it? Does he have a face? Yes. Does he have a beard? We need you to be a little bit more specific, sir.
Yeah, it's very, very pointy head as well, both of them.
Is he bald?
That's what matters.
Well, that's still not even that useful, is it? Because I would say face is Void. Yeah, but Faceless Void is bald.
Yeah, but you told me, does he have a face? And Faceless Void doesn't have
a face. Yeah, okay. You can only ask 2 questions, and if your 3 questions, is he bald? Does he have a beard? Or does he have a face?
What's his name? It has Void in it. Oh, that's useless.
Void. There's all these useless questions. So they can make the jump now onto PO65. Cookie will send them backwards, however. As King R looking for the initiation.
Oh,
you have
nice
the vacuum into the 2-man impale the combo, but the nuke damage isn't quite there. The Force Staff's out from Naive, and he's going to be A-okay. However, the ulti out from PO65 onto the low ground. Look how fast he is. 717 move speed on the Dusa with the ultimate act.
What did PO do there? You should have gone in front of them. PO was playing that kind of badly.
Yeah. Khan's going to go back in here.
You have Searing, Chains, the Ether Ending to catch the Clockwork. Morphling turns into the Nyx, and surprise! Destroying 2 already. PO65 versus the World. I think he's TPing here. They're trying to get the bash off, but they do not get it in time. They do not get that bash off in time. Arrow was hoping. He used everything in his power, but he was just unlucky. I think he had like 3 or 4 solid hits there without a bash, which is, not great.
Yeah, that was I think once you use the Dusa ulti there, I feel like you just gotta leave. You gotta give that fight up, I think. It sucks though because they take ages here and then they just run right down one of the lanes, right? So it's like you use ulti. Oh, the hook shot in. They try and something. I think he got cheese. Yeah, yoink. Thank you, Mr. Fromagier. Oh, we'll take this one. Very nice. It's a nice aged cheese.
Yes, he does. He does take that. Yeah, that was a very French thing to do. Walk in, take the cheese, retreat.
Retreats. That's exactly right.
Go down to the bottom lane. Yeah. Cookie, nice stun with the catapult. Do they have any extra stuns though? Battery assault used on the Rubik, hoping. Well, actually, the triggers from battery assault are kind of annoying. Dendy's fighting this to the end. He actually goes back with his spirit. He should be fine, but they're chasing after them, and there is a nearby Nyx that could be in trouble. They don't have vision of him right now though. Does anyone have any sort of detection?
This would be a very aggressive reinitiation from B8. I don't think they should go for this. I think they need to fight around their choke points in their base. Try and bait them up. Maybe if you get a vacuum, you're not going to be able to hold, the Void Spirit or the Morph on your high ground. But if you can trap, I mean, hell, you can really You're going to trap maybe only the Rubik on your high ground because everyone else can just leave. And that's assuming Rubik. Yeah. And that's assuming Rubik.
Awesome. Like, I love the cliff plays, but this game is just not. This game is just not good. It is not. There's no cliff plays to be made here against this mobile team, as you mentioned. But you do have the Impale plays. I think the Impale plays is the way to go. I think they've been doing the correct thing most of the time, which is just trying to get the 3-4 man Impale.
It feels like they don't have quite enough. I know Dendy, he doesn't want to use, he just doesn't want to throw all 3 remnants on top of the impaled heroes, but it just feels like right now, without Rapier, without something else on the Medusa, there's not enough damage for you to be able to burst through Naive because they had the lockdown there. They had the lockdown. They did not have the damage.
You need the Rapier, I think, honestly. Even with 3 remnants, that's 900 damage. Yeah. That's okay. So he did buy it. It's locked right now though, so you can't actually turn it. But yeah, that's what you need. The 3 remnants are 900 damage, magical, which 25% reduction. You're around 700 more or less. It's not that great. Compared to a Rapier, which is sustained damage constantly. Oh, he just showed it to kill creeps, okay. Why lock it if you're going to display like that? I just stop trying to be pro.
It's the power move. It's like how earlier they were just yeeting the stolen spells, just hook shot back and forth. Because now they have Find. Actually, can they lock him down? Searing Chains. I don't know if we have an Impale at the ready, trying to bait him out with the Spiked Carapace, but won't be able to.
When you try to guess where he's going to come out with the Dissimulate.
Yeah, and the problem is you can choose up until the last second. It's not like you click it once and you're committed as a Void Spirit. There's the shotgun now onto the Dusa. It's not quite enough damage as the BKB still holding on to that ulti. Nice hook shot, not enough. The LeBron now dead for 35 seconds now. Out comes the ulti. trying to control onto the Morphling, but won't be able to. Morphling is now raining down. Naive, he's still got the Aegis, but look at his HP. Completely out of mana now, actually, on the Dusa. As they finish off Dendi, he's going to need to buy back. He does not have a... Oh, he does have a Remnant in, and down goes the Rapier. He's actually still alive. The Cheese, you're right, giving him second wind here. Isn't going to be enough, however. It is not for right now. Actually, I believe they got the Morph, so hey, that's a start.
No, Morph has a stun. Morph has a stun.
TP out. Oh, the telekinesis.
Thank you for the free Rapier, sir. I don't need to buy mine then.
Oh, I think they're gonna find Dendi too. Oh, they're gonna find Dendi. Dendi's just bought back.
They don't have enough stun though. But Dendi has no remnants, right?
Dendi doesn't have. Yeah, he doesn't have.
They even have the clumsy net. Clumsy net. Ricky is the only way to play.
That's gonna be just about GG. I mean, if they don't call, the game is about to end in about the next 30 seconds. I mean, shoot, I like the aggression out from B8, you know, because it's like your high ground means very little because they have ways of jumping in and out of your high ground basically at a whim.
Yep.
But taking a fight like that, very little vision. I just felt a little desperate there.
I mean, honestly, I do find that the revealing when you actually are in such a pickle in this game, revealing your rapier to first of all farm creeps. Oh, hookshot. I mean, you tried to create some space, but I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, what can you do? Bye clock.
I mean, now you've just like demolished
you. You revealed your rapier to farm creeps and then proceeded to go to a team fight where you didn't have vision. It's like, okay, you know, you're not gonna win that way, especially if you're losing. If you were winning, sure, you can do these kind of plays, but if you're losing, these kind of small, inefficient, and just unadvisable plays are the things that sentence the game, unfortunately. So
is that a 19-1 Morphling? Yeah. It is impressive.
I also find that in this case, the choice to not go Rapier first or relatively early did screw them over considerably because Rapier, the thing about it that the Rapier does is that you're supposed to be a huge point of inflection. You get Manta, you get Rapier, immediately you have damage and you win the early mid game. You're faster than usual. If you're trying to go for the late game, at that point, don't rush the Rapier. Go for items that are sustainable and okay because the Rapier minute 30-40 is not that great. Doesn't carry the boost that Rapier does in minute 20 or 25. And it is too dangerous for the insecurity of the mid game. So I think they could have played this better. I think Khan really styled them over.
34k net worth here on the Morphling with a 752 GPM. That's nearly more than all three net worths of the cores from B8 put together. Of course, that Divine Swing certainly helps a lot, right? It accounts for literally a third of that advantage, but that just goes to show just like they kind of had no